you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, it is time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm going to be talking about the Grammys. Now, I know some people didn't watch the Grammys in the first place because their favorite artists were nominated and they didn't want to give the Grammys the view. Some of you might not have wanted to dedicate 3 hours of your life to an award show, and if that's the case, then this video is for you. I'm going to be breaking down the biggest wins of the night, my favorite performances, and all of the tea you might have missed in between, like Harry Styles and Taylor Swift reuniting as amicable exes, whether or not Cardi B is pregnant, that's what fans were talking about after her performance with Megan Thee Stallion, and a few other things that we just need to discuss. So let's not waste any more time, get started, and get to unwrapping those facts. First up, right off the bat, let's talk about last night's biggest wins. Dua Lipa, who looked absolutely amazing on the carpet, by the way, went into the night as one of the most nominated artists, and she came out with a Grammy win for Best Pop Vocal Album. Megan Thee Stallion also had an incredibly amazing night. She took home the Grammy for Best New Artist, Best Rap Song, and Best Rap Performance. And although technically Billie Eilish took home the Grammy for Record of the Year, she did dedicate the majority of her speech to Megan Thee Stallion, saying that she should have won the award, how she's had an incredible year, and how she just thinks that she is an absolute queen. Beyonce became the most winning female artist as of last night. Beyonce now officially has 28 Grammys, which is freaking incredible. And finally, my girl Taylor Swift. You guys know that I am a Swiftie through and through. She took home the Grammy for Album of the Year, and she is now officially the first female in history to have won Album of the Year 3 times. As far as the night's top performances, for me, Megan Thee Stallion and her individual performance is up there. It was one of my favorites of the night. Not only did she look amazing, she sounded amazing, and personally for me, I used to do competitive dance. Tap was my favorite type of dance. I always loved doing a tap solo. So the fact that Megan included tap dancers into her performance just for me was absolutely iconic, and I actually had to watch that performance more than once because it was just that good in my opinion. Truly, Megan has just had such an incredible year, and I really do think that that performance was just the cherry on top. As you've probably seen on the internet by now, Megan also performed with Cardi B. Cardi B started off the performance with her song Up, and then they did a performance of WAP, and it was one of the most talked about performances of the night. I'm gonna get into some tea on that later, but just overall, people were just blown away by this performance. Obviously, I also love Taylor Swift's performance. I'm not gonna lie, I've watched it more than once since it aired on television. Everything was just incredible to me. She looked amazing, she sounded amazing, and her set was literally out of a dream. I also loved Dua Lipa's performance and Harry Styles. His was also up there for me. Overall, I actually thought all of the performances of the night were really good. Sometimes the Grammys can get a little boring, we all know that, but last night I felt like was a really good show, and while everyone's performances were great, these were definitely my favorites. All right, so since I just mentioned Harry Styles, let's talk about some tea that you might have missed with Harry Styles and Taylor Swift. The hearts of Haylor shippers everywhere absolutely exploded when Harry Styles went up to accept his Grammy for Best Pop Solo Performance, and Taylor Swift was clapping, she was cheering him on. Everyone was just loving that amicable ex moment. If you think I'm joking, just go look on Twitter. For those of you who forgot, Taylor Swift and Harry Styles dated back in 2012 for 3 months, but they still have a lot of people who love them as a couple, who definitely shipped them as a couple. So seeing Taylor clap for Harry was a big moment, and they were also caught chatting, which of course people freaked out about. Clearly, these two have let go of any bad ex blood, and just like I said, Haylor fans were living for all of these moments. Continuing on with more tea, let's go back to that Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion performance, because after last night, fans think that Cardi B is pregnant with her second child. After her performance with Megan, several people took to Twitter to express that they felt like Cardi B looked like she was pregnant. Now, we do know that her and Offset recently reconciled, so the potential is there, and I have so many thoughts on this, but I'm gonna hold off because we gotta talk about 2 more pieces of tea. One, Nicki Minaj was trending after last night's show, with several people reflecting on the fact that Nicki Minaj has a strained relationship with the Grammys. However, without Nicki, female rappers like Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat would not be getting the recognition that they did, although Doja Cat was snubbed. And 2, The Weeknd was also trending all throughout the show. As you guys know, he has been very vocal about the fact that he thinks the Grammys are rigged after he wasn't nominated this year. A little more tea for you on that. TMZ caught Megan Thee Stallion leaving an after party, and they asked her if she felt like the Grammys were rigged. She said hell no, but that she still has love for The Weeknd. All right, now that you know about the night's big moments and some good tea, let's go ahead and pop off. I know I already kind of shared my opinion on some of the wins and the performances, but first off, I just want to shout out Megan Thee Stallion because she had an absolutely incredible night. Aside from her music and her performances, I just personally find Megan Thee Stallion so genuine. I appreciate that she is always herself through and through, no matter what situation she's in, and she has just had such an incredible year. I know I've said that already, but I feel like I gotta say it again, and I'm just so happy that she had such a great night because honestly, say what you will about her, I will always respect, like I said, obviously her talent, the fact that she's genuine and authentic, and the fact that she really does try to bring all of the female rappers together. I don't know, I'm just such a huge fan, and I'm so glad that she had a great night. Obviously, I'm also super happy for my girl Taylor Swift. Her performance was amazing. I'm so happy she took home the Grammy for Album of the Year. You guys know that Folklore for me is one of my top Taylor albums. I absolutely love it. Controversial opinion, Reputation was not one of my favorite albums. It's not that I dislike it, it's just not one of my favorites. So when Taylor came out with Folklore, I really felt like she was kind of mixing old Taylor with new Taylor. It's just one of my favorite albums, and I'm so happy it got the recognition it deserves. Also, the fact that she thanked Joe Alwyn. We rarely obviously see these two have any public displays of affection, but for me, it just got me all in my feels because she talked about writing songs to them, and oh, I just know they're in love, and there's so many conspiracy theories on whether or not they're married already. I don't care. I just love seeing Taylor thrive and be happy. Truthfully, the one piece of tea that I really actually want to discuss is the fact that people think Cardi B is pregnant with her second child. You guys know, because I've talked about this in regards to Selena, I typically hate when the internet starts these theories on whether or not female celebrities look pregnant. You guys know this, it really gets my upper lip sweat going, my blood pressure rises, all of the things. However, from some angles, I can see why people thought this, and again, like I said earlier, we know that her and Offset recently called off their divorce, so it's quite possible she could be pregnant with a reconciliation baby. We also know that Cardi B does not let being a mother or becoming a mother stop her at all. When she was pregnant with Culture, she continued to perform live, she continued to make an album, she continued to do several collabs, so I absolutely can see Cardi B being pregnant with her second child and just continuing on business as usual, continuing on making music and performing. But again, because I really dislike those narratives, because it's also quite possible that Cardi B could have been just like me and just like some of you who have just been enjoying themselves in quarantine. So until Cardi B comes out and says something herself, I don't want to run with the narrative that she is or she isn't, because you guys know I don't like that, but I just wanted to fill you in on a piece of tea that people were discussing on Twitter. And finally, the last thing I want to discuss before I wrap up is this notion that the Grammys are rigged. Here's the thing, it's no secret that over the years the Grammys have definitely lost their prestige. I think people are starting to recognize that it's not entirely fair that this recording academy of people are deciding who's the best of the best in music, when truthfully, some of the people who fail to get recognized have so many fans, sell so many records, and are just so incredibly talented. And while I do agree with that, because I think certain artists last night were snubbed, I think people were snubbed by not even getting any nomination at all, I do want to say that ultimately at the end of the day, whether or not you think the Grammys are rigged, I just don't think it should take away from the people that won. The fact that Megan Thee Stallion was asked that question after she had such an incredible night, I don't know, I was just kind of irritated about it, because here is this woman, she just probably accomplished one of her life achievements. I feel like every artist at some point has wanted to win a Grammy, and you're asking her if whether or not the 3 awards that she just won were rigged and given to her because she didn't earn that. So that is something I wanted to definitely touch on. Whether or not you think the Grammys are rigged, don't take away from the artists who won last night, don't take away their success. All right, so that is my Grammys recap, and now I want to hear what you guys think. What did you think of last night's big winners, performances? Also, what do you think about Cardi B in this discussion of whether or not people think she's pregnant with her second child? Let out all your thoughts and feels down below. While you're at it, please give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell. For more celeb content, you can follow me over on my Instagram. I do mini pop-offs Monday through Friday on my Instagram reels. Also, if you could give me a follow on TikTok, I do more celeb content on there. Also, you can see my attempts of trying to be funny. Please show me some love on there. I would really appreciate it. You guys can also check out my merch store at houseofhill.com. I have tons of cute things on there, so definitely go check it out. And on that note, I hope you guys have a fantastic Monday, a great start to the week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!